A marriage on the rocks.
You were 6 months pregnant and something happened.
I caught an STD.
Shattered vows.
He accused me of cheating.
Shocking accusations.
I want to know if he cheated on me while we've been married.
I didn't do it.
Would you be willing to take a lie detector test?
Yes, I would.
Plus, hot sex tips to steam up your love life.
Number 5.
A man who can't kiss can't.
Today on Sally.
A newlywed couple on the verge of a very nasty split, a child who was tortured and abused by the people who are supposed to protect him, and today we have some very hot sex tips. But you don't need those, do you? Well, if you do, we're going to do them anyhow. Today we really are going to cover a lot of ground. Let's meet our first guest. Now, this is Laura. Laura has been married for 8 months. Laura and James have been together 6 years. They have 3 kids. He's kind of hidden backstage. And you have contacted us because you want him to take a lie detector test because something happened. You were 6 months pregnant and something happened. What happened?
Well, Sally, I caught an STD and I went to the doctors and he told me that it could only be sexually transmitted.
And it's a rare
It's
form.
very rare.
It's not one that our audience or even I would recognize,
no,
right?
it can only be transmitted through
So
intercourse.
when you asked your husband, what did he say?
He said that I gave it to him, and I thought maybe it was because I was pregnant and I, had some type of infection.
No, that doesn't come from the
Well,
pregnancy.
this is what he had told me, and when I asked the doctor, he had told me it had to be sexually transmitted.
So what did your husband say to that?
He accused me of cheating. He didn't give it to me, is what he told me.
And you know you haven't. Now, the shocking thing is you got a call recently from a woman. Tell me about
Yes.
That's why you're really here today. Tell me about that.
On January 24th, I had one of my old friends call me and tell me that my husband had fondled her 2 children.
2 children?
Yes.
They are minor children?
Yes.
And she thought that perhaps he had had sex with either one or both of the children?
Yeah, he supposedly offered them money for either returns of oral sex or intercourse. And I don't know if he did, but this is what I was told. And
did you tell him about this phone
yes,
call?
I did. Yes, I did. I went right to his work and I confronted him.
And what did he say?
And he told me it never happened. And he came home from work early and I told him, I know you cheated on me. And he told me, I didn't cheat on you. I did not do anything like that. And I told him, you're lying to me.
Because that's a crime. I mean,
Yes,
in more ways than one. These are minors.
And I'm here today to find out if he cheated on me while I was married, because he said to me that...
Now, you know he cheated on you
Yes,
before you were
yes.
married and while you were engaged?
Yes.
And you were together 6 years. You've only been married 8 months. So he's cheated 3 or 4 times in those 6 years. You
Yeah.
know that. And
Yeah.
you're still with him.
Yeah, because I love him and my children need a father.
All right, James has been backstage. Let's have him come out. You admitted that you cheated on Laura during her pregnancy.
Yes, I did.
Is that correct? Why?
Why? She wasn't giving no sex, and
Hey, I was giving you sex. I had a hard time because the doctor told me that I was not supposed to have intercourse at that point in time. And you're the one that gave me the STD and give it to me while I was pregnant with your daughter.
yes. Also,
Wait, are you agreeing to that?
yes.
Do you think it's fair that you cheated on me and the whole time we've been together, I've only cheated once, and you forgave me?
Wait. What is this once? You said you hadn't cheated
earlier.
at all.
It was earlier in the relationship. I mean, way earlier. way earlier.
You've been together 6 years.
Yeah, it was like the first couple months we were together.
Okay.
And it was like back then.
But you've admitted you've cheated a lot during the 6 years you've been together.
Yes, I have.
Right?
I was just horny at the time and I got paid for it.
Why did you have sex with someone that would give you money for? No. You had me at home.
Wait, what? Somebody paid you to have sex with them?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Wait, what kind of person paid you to have sex with them?
You need to tell her the truth. I mean, there's no logical explanation for you to have sex with a woman because they give you money.
Somebody paid you to have sex with them?
If I give you money for sex, you'd give me sex?
No, it's not
Is that what you're saying? Then why did you sleep with her?
Because they give me a...
Come on, there's a logical reason for this.
James, as you know, Laura was contacted by a friend of hers who claimed that you had propositioned this woman's two minor daughters.
I know.
Right. And you had offered them money.
No, I haven't.
Okay. Did you proposition the 2 minor daughters? No. Would you be willing to take a lie detector test?
Yes, I would.
Now, you have to tell me so I can tell Michael. Have Michael Martin come out. He's our lie detector person. You tell me what you want to find out, Laura. What would you like to find out?
I want to find out if he actually offered the money for sex with the minors.
Did he offer money for sex with the minors? Yes.
And I want to know if he cheated on me while we've been married. And I want to know...
Well, it's only 8 months.
Yeah, well, throughout the whole time we've been married, because he told me that he stopped it before we got married. And I just recently found out, Sally, so I had no idea that this was all going on while I was pregnant. I had no idea. Right. This is what is bothering me.
You were pregnant before you got married.
Yes.
That's what's so complicated.
Yes,
all
that's
right,
what's
James,
bothering me.
We're going to send you backstage, take your lie detector test with Michael. We'll have the results a little later on in the show. Next, a young child given up by deadbeat parents only to be sent to a home where he was brutally abused. Now, we've been hearing, and something has really got to be done about this. That's why we have this gentleman on. We've been hearing horror stories about foster families, okay? So let's talk about that when we return. We'll be right back.
And now from our reaction room,
If he fails the test, we're going home on a plane together, but he ain't staying at my house. He's leaving. I do not want to be with him. I can never trust him again.
I'm going to take the test and I'm going to pass it. I believe in myself, I believe in my wife, and I didn't do any of this stuff.
next.
They dropped me off at a couple's house and they never came back to get me. The abuse started when I was like 5 years old. The foster father would come down with his extension cord. He would start beating me. There was approximately like 15 foster children in this 4-bedroom home at one time.
Now, what has happened to you?
He's a loving stay-at-home dad.
You would be perfectly happy taking care of the kids.
Yeah.
But his wife says she's the man of the house.
I don't feel like I'm appreciated for what I do.
So who's wearing the pants now?
The man provides for children.
When there's no more children in the house, then I'm not going to be there either.
Plus,
Welcome to Naked News.
the bare facts behind the wildest news on the web.
Our news is serious content, but we present the news naked.
On the next Sally.
When a child is either put up for adoption or placed in a foster home, and especially if it's something that's monitored by the state, by the government, most people think that the child should be safe. Well, we've been hearing a lot in the news lately. In fact, there was a famous story about somebody who was in a foster home who murdered, allegedly, the foster parent. And so there's talk about how safe are these foster homes, especially in big cities. Our next guest says his life was nearly destroyed after being placed with a family. Watch this. A young, innocent child, abandoned by his own parents, sent to live in a home with foster parents that were supposed to protect him. But instead, made his life a living hell. This is Dewey. Dewey, you were a couple of months old, as I understand it, when your birth parents, did they send you to the system or did they send you to this foster home?
Actually, Sally, for the record, it was I was 6 months old.
6 months.
6 months. Okay. The reason why I initially ended up in foster care was because at 6 months old, well, during the late 1950s and early 1960s, both of my parents were involved with criminal activities on a large scale in my hometown of Kansas City, Missouri.
You're from Kansas City, Missouri, and
Yes,
they
I
were
am.
criminals.
Yes, they were. They were operating body houses in Kansas City, in which they were involved with drugs and prostitution, bootleg whiskey, gambling. They did all these criminal activities. Now, as a child, I was in the midst of all this criminal activity at 6 months old, and both of my parents had affirmed to themselves that it was becoming much too dangerous for myself to be in the midst of all this, and so what they did, they dropped me off at a couple's house and they never came back to get me.
Never came back to get you?
Never came back.
Did they know the couple?
No, they did not. What it was, there was an advertisement listed in the paper for child care or for babysitting. My biological mother saw that advertisement and she called the person of the home and told her that she was bringing a baby over. And the lady said, bring him over. But she was not aware that I would eventually become abandoned, so they dropped me off and never saw me again.
And they never left a name or anything, and you were in this foster home?
Yes.
Which, I mean, according to you, that's the most unbelievable. The first sign of abuse happened when?
Okay.
You were very young, 5?
Very much. That's when I became aware that I was in foster care and that I was not living with my biological parents. And pretty much the abuse started when I was like 5 years old, as far as like vicious beatings that we got. I mean, we got beat with sticks.
When you say we, who else was there?
There were, okay, as well as myself, there were like probably 14 other foster children. There was approximately like 15 foster children in this 4-bedroom home at one time.
So what happened to you when you were 5?
Okay, when I was 5, I had a very bad bedwetting problem, okay? And every morning, every single morning, because I wet the bed, the foster parents would come down to the basement and the foster father would come down with his extension cord and he would pull the sheets back every time. And if he saw a large wet ring in the bed, he would start beating me very viciously, yeah. And as I explained to the producers, I mean, the beatings were so bad until I got like swollen red welts all over my body. I mean, to the point where these welts would bleed. I'm talking.
Now, you've said that you were living with rats, cockroaches, and maggots,
Yeah.
and they would crawl all over your bed while you were sleeping
Right.
at night.
The home, Sally, was very unsanitary. The way they had the home set up was the foster boys all slept in the basement. The foster girls slept upstairs. In this basement, we had like very large king-size rats. We had walls full of thousands of cockroaches, and because of the fact that she kept jarred fruit in those big glass ball jars, and flies would come into the basement and hatch eggs, and there would be thousands of maggots in there. And because of the unsanitary conditions, we developed like skin rashes, respiratory problems.
So lots of teachers had to have seen this. You were there from 6 months to 15 years, as I understand
that's correct.
it. The mattress had feces and urine all over it. What I don't understand, Dewey, is if this is a foster home, why weren't they visited? Why weren't you taken out of that? Why didn't the government? How do you get away with something like that? Isn't the state social services supposed to do something for you?
Yes, they are. But as I reflect back, the system failed us. They really did, because
nobody visited in all the years you were there.
They did. I mean, the social service workers did visit the home, but both of my foster parents were perpetrators. When they would come through the consent of the foster parents to visit the home to see how the home was kept up and how the children were treated, they actually put on this persona that everything was perfect. The home was sanitized, the children were fed, clothed, and
there were
everything.
times you went to bed without food, right?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, God, yeah. when she would get angry with you, she would send you to the basement in the darkness, wouldn't let you eat breakfast the next morning, probably wouldn't let you eat dinner, so you go like a day or two without even eating.
And somehow, none of the people in the system caught that at all. Now, your foster father raped a 14-year-old girl in the home?
Yeah, well. Now, that right there is, that's very sensitive to talk about because the girl was 14, the foster father was approximately in his early 50s when this did occur. And he did brutally rape her, and he caused a lot of damage to her genitals and all that. And she was eventually removed from the foster home, you know, because of that. And you would think that after the rape incident that they would not bring more foster children to the home. But more foster children were being brought there.
Now, at 15, you were the last to leave that home.
It was like a dark cloud had been removed from my life.
I can imagine.
And it was so much better because her friend was totally opposite of her. It was like the difference between night and day.
Now, what has happened to you in the last years, from 15 to now? What do you do for a living? What kind of person have you become?
Yeah, well, I went on to finish high school. I went to college for about a year.
When you hear from people today, are these situations still going on?
Okay, let me give you an example. I recently...
Like the Johnny Jordan?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Johnny Jordan had been in and out of 19 different foster homes. Prior to being in and out of all those foster homes, he was sexually abused and mentally abused by his biological mother and father. Now, what I believe is that when a child is shifted around from foster home to foster home, and prior to that being abused, it's a proven fact that those children will develop behavior problems, neuromuscular disorders, learning disabilities, and they will eventually, when they're turned out into society, when they are emancipated out of the foster care system, they have really a hard time finding which direction they want to go in life because they never truly had a sense of belonging.
So what you're doing in telling your story is a good thing. Thank you, Dewey.
Thank you.
Next, we want to know if you could use a little help in your sex life. Okay, let's find out if it's possible at this stage to learn anything. I think you'll be surprised. We'll be right back.
Next.
Let's get to concrete advice that you can use. Tell us about the obvious types of men to avoid. Any interesting advice for a woman who wants to ask a guy out?
Later.
She wants to know if you cheated in the 8 months.
I didn't cheat.
If you're going to be in the New York City area and would like free tickets to be in the Sally Show audience, call 212-244-3595. Is your entire family in a crisis because of a feud? If so, call us at 1-800-93-SALLY and tell us about it.
In this country, I've been watching it culturally on the air for over 40 years. Yeah, I admit that. And every once in a while, you get these waves of people being interested in sex. Right now, we're on one of these waves with shows like Sex and the City that people are talking about. So they're talking a lot about it, and then it kind of dies down, and a couple of years go by, and it comes back up. Our next guest is a sex guru and the author of Advanced Sex Tips for Girls. Her mouth dropped when I said guru. Welcome, Cynthia Heimel. Back again. It's a very funny book. You are a funny lady.
Thank you.
Indeed. Why are we on this thing now? Why is it happening like that?
People are bored. I mean, people are always interested in sex, don't you think?
Yeah, but they don't.
Everything they do is about sex, really.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Everything they do?
Yep. That's why people build buildings, rock and roll stars go on the road. That's why women put on the makeup and they eat the salads and, you know.
Everything in the entire world is
yeah.
about sex.
Well, no, it's not all about sex. That's why that's our major motivation.
All right, now let's get to concrete advice that you can use. The obvious types that most of the people watching us today will be female. You men can listen if you want to.
No, you can't.
Tell us, all right, she doesn't want you to listen. Tell us about the obvious types of men to avoid. I know you've said tight pants.
Tight pants or leather pants or tight leather pants.
Why do we want to avoid, if they have nice buns, why do we want to avoid tight leather pants?
Well, if the guy's wearing tight leather pants, what's he really like? He's like very vain, and it's like, look at me, look at my butt, look at my basket, look at me, I'm great.
Now,
I don't like loose pants, but I mean, you know when they're really tight and everything is coming out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You also are really, you dislike in any way, shape, or form ponytails. Now,
no.
Let's go.
No? Oh, sorry.
You don't like them on men.
I'm contradicting you, I'm sorry. Ponytails on young men, like under 25, no problem.
No problem if you're under 25.
Unless you're bald. No ponytails with bald, no.
No bald with just the pony.
Yeah, it looks dumb.
What are other
It's unpleasant.
No pony if you're old. No ponytails
if you're over 30, none.
No.
And if you're a stockbroker, no ponytail.
No ponytails.
You know what it means when you're a stockbroker and you have a ponytail?
What?
It means you want to be in the mob.
Okay.
You've watched a lot of The Sopranos. You saw Furio.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, there were other males that I should learn to avoid. Tell me about them.
None of those, you know, composite jobs like carpenter/musician, songwriter/house painter. Because you'll end up, I mean, they're fine in your 20s, but you'll end up supporting them.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So what about married men?
Married men are, you know, the stupidest thing to do, to go out with a married man. Of course. Yeah.
Any interesting...
They have all the aces. They have all the power, you know.
Any interesting advice for a woman who wants to ask a guy out? Should we?
Sure. But you have to have a friend in common.
One friend in common.
At least you have to have a friend in common because you need information about the guy.
So once you've got one friend in common, women should go around asking a lot of men out.
Not a lot.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ask them out with abandon, yes.
Yes, you said in your book, ask a lot of men out with abandon, and I think
hundreds.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, just ask
I think
men
it's
out.
about time that a lot of women asked a lot of men out. Yeah. Best way to break up with someone?
The best way, if you haven't slept with him or her is over the phone on the answering machine.
But if you have slept with them?
Then you have to sit in person and look them in the eyes and say, it's not you, it's me. You gotta. I mean, that's the only thing that's nice.
You have to do it in person.
Yeah.
You can't leave a message on the answering machine, you're a great guy, but it isn't going to work out.
It isn't going to work out. Not if you slept with him. It's rude.
When we return, Cynthia will have the specific 5 hottest sex tips that you cannot live without. I put the kids in another room, and I then come back to the TV. We'll be right back.
Next.
A top 5 list of sex secrets for our viewers.
You gotta have a little bit of sensitivity in your touch.
When men do it, it's the worst. That's your number 1 hot sex tips.
Later. Do you have an incredible story, or are you having a relationship problem that you'd like to talk about? If so, call us at 1-800-93-SALLY and tell us about it.
in case I didn't make this clear, Cynthia is indeed a comedy writer. She's a comedy writer who has chosen this area to be funny about. And it is funny. She is funny.
I am
How
funny.
many books have you? How many books have you written?
7.
7.
You want to hear the titles?
Yes.
Well, there was Sex Tips for Girls. Which,
Sex Tips for Girls.
The first one. And then Get Your Tongue Out of My Mouth, I'm Kissing You Goodbye.
And then?
If you can't live without me, why aren't you dead yet?
All right. We have, Cynthia has, a top 5 list of sex secrets for our viewers. So let us get started. We're going to count down to number 1. All right? So let's start with number 5.
Fondling a man's privates is not like testing peaches in the supermarket.
Okay.
Well, it isn't. I mean, you know, it's like you gotta have a little bit of sensitivity in your touch. Can I talk about this? Is it okay?
Oh. Why not?
I'm so shocked that I can talk about this stuff. I'm just amazed.
Oh, no. It's me, and they know I'm harmless.
Okay.
No whips or handcuffs before the 3rd date?
Yeah. Oh, you have to introduce them slowly into the world. You know, you can't just say, "Come on over," and then have like the whips and handcuffs laying out.
No.
I even knew a man who had an assortment of garter belts under his bed, and he would say, "Pick one that fits you."
That's run for, that goes with the tight leather pants and the ponytail.
Can you imagine? I mean,
Number 3, and this is really the truth. Baby talk is not an aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
I think
Sally, oh, how are you?
I think it's bad when women do it. When men do it, it's the worst.
Oh, your little honey. You wanna
My
go to
little
bed?
sweetie pie, I can't.
You want to do it?
Number 2, never go to bed with a man on the first date. Okay.
Never, unless you really want to.
Cuts out a lot of activity.
Yeah.
And number 1, hot sex tips.
A man who can't kiss can't. So pay attention. Pay attention to who you're kissing, because otherwise you're in a lot of trouble.
Does the
Oh, are men hissing?
do you automatically know how to kiss, or are there kissing lessons that one should take?
Well, I think you learn over time. Like a 13-year-old is not going to kiss like a 30-year-old. But you have to have the sensitivity. It has to be real. It can't be like by rote. And, you know, the guys who stick their tongues down your throat, it's
terrible.
No, we don't want that.
No.
No, and we don't want biting.
No
biting.
No biting ever. No biting anywhere.
Don't introduce
Doesn't feel
teeth.
good. Does not feel good.
And women don't bite either.
No.
Well,
No.
in
Never
anything
biting.
personal, in anything private, in the naughty bits.
If I picked up this book, well, they gave it to me free. Advanced Sex Tips for Girls, and I really could not stop laughing. I think you're terrific.
Oh, thank you.
Next! The world has gotten to a pretty place when the only way you can tell if a man's lying is by giving him a lie detector test. However, that seems to be, there are a lot of women who don't get it, so let's take a look at the lie detector test of James. Was he paying girls for underage sex, or was he paying underage girls for sex? Find out next.
Next,
I'm doing everything that a wife is supposed to do.
I didn't cheat.
Please tell us the test results. Did he cheat in the last 8 months since he's been married?
And on the final question of having sex with someone besides Laura since they were married.
If you're going to be in the New York City area and would like free tickets to be in the Sally Show audience, call 212-244-3595. Do you have an incredible story, or are you having a relationship problem that you'd like to talk about? If so, call us at 1-800-93-SALLY and tell us about it.
Well, we have met 8 months married, Laura and James, and Laura is very suspicious of James. She feels this is the reason why she got a very rare sexually transmitted disease, and she has had phone calls that he has had sex with underage girls. Now, we also know that he claims the reason he had sex with one of these people was she paid him. How much did you get?
$300.
$300.
Isn't that male prostitution, though? Don't you think that that's kind of stupid? $300
Yes,
for
it
sex?
I need to get my
Give me a
truck
break.
fixed.
It didn't matter. You could find the money, borrow it from your dad, borrow it from somebody else.
What did you do with the money?
Spend it on my truck, get it fixed.
How America lives. Michael, please tell us the test results.
All right, well, we covered 3 questions in this, and
Yes,
first of
that
all,
you
he
went.
did admit to giving one of the girls money, but says that he just lent it to her. That's what he told me prior to the test.
You gave one of these underage girls money?
They asked me for the money, and I gave it to her for a CD.
Why?
Because she asked for the money, and she said her boyfriend would pay it back. I thought I was going to get the money back.
Okay.
All right. The test covered three issues. We covered the offering sex for money question. This covers any time, not just during the relationship. And he failed that question. The polygraph says 95% probability.
95%? What are the other 2?
The other is having sex with minors, with someone under 18 during their relationship, and he failed that question. And on the final question of having sex with someone besides Laura since they were married, very interesting, James made a Freudian slip. When I asked him the question the last time on the test, he answered yes, which is very unusual to happen on a test. He did fail that question as well.
He failed that question as well. Oh, dear. Oh. Oh, Laura. Jeff, talk to her. I mean, he failed all 3 questions.
Obviously, James, at this point, you're about to lose your marriage. So you have hit, and your marriage has hit rock bottom because of some of the very, you've got to admit it, you know what I'm going to say, right? Some of the very stupid things that you've done, right? So if you have hit the bottom here, that means you've got to take a long, hard look at yourself, your immaturity, why you do the things that you do. What are you willing to do different to try? Do you want this marriage?
Yes, I do.
Well, you need to tell her that right now. Do you really want this?
Yes, I do. I want to work everything out.
But he's 26 years old. He's not a baby.
He's not a baby, and I'll tell you what, even though you want this, and I'm glad that you do, and Laura told me earlier that despite the results, she wanted to work on this. If you don't know why you did the things that you did, you're going to go back and do them over and over and over again. Now that you're at the moment of truth, and this is the moment of truth, why do you think that you screwed around on your wife? Why did you do it? You're in front of America and in front of God. Why did you do it?
You've only been married 8 months. She wants to know if you cheated in the 8 months. The answer is yes, you did cheat.
I didn't know. That's the one problem. I didn't cheat.
Okay, but whether you cheated or not during the 8 months, you've been together for 6 years.
That's why I
3
cheated.
beautiful kids, right?
Right.
Yes.
So why did you do it?
Wait, Michael, did he cheat in the last 8 months since he's been married?
95% probability. And he admitted to, of course, prior to the marriage, to 5 or 6 affairs prior to
I
that.
knew, Sally.
Not when we're married, no.
Why?
The lie detector's saying yes.
Why?
No, but I didn't do it.
Why would the lie detector say that you did it?
It's like the old situation of the criminal who, has committed crimes for 10 years. On the 11th year, he finally gets busted, and he said, "But why am I going to jail? You didn't catch me for what I did in the 11th year. Why have you been cheating on her?"
I figured she wasn't loving me enough, and I needed some other love.
I wasn't loving him enough, Sally. I give him 3 beautiful children. He works from 8 to 4:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay, I cook
come
him
home,
dinner.
the
I
house
try to
is
keep
dirty.
my house clean. I try the best that I can do because I've got 3 kids I chase around the house except for my infant. My infant is small yet. I have to take care of her every time she cries. I have to change her, I have to feed her, I have to do everything. I'm doing everything that a wife is supposed to do. Everything. He comes home to dinner made, like I said. I try to keep my house clean as much as I can. I do the dishes, everything. He needs to learn how to cook for himself, if that's the case.
I can cook.
And what we're hearing here is the typical story. Instead of the two of them communicating with one another, it's the acting out. She doesn't love me enough, so I'll go out and get my love somewhere else. She's not my friend enough, so I'll be friends with a 15 or a 16-year-old. The fact is, when a little girl asks you for money, you shouldn't even be in that kind of a relationship anyway. But, James, the bottom line is, the two of you need to sit down and talk about what the hell is going on, because your relationship is built on a lie. And this is just the beginning.
We'll be right back.
And now from our reaction room,
I don't understand why he did it to me, and I probably never will. I want to get over it. I want to go on with my life. I now know the truth. I want to go on with my life.
The test is wrong. I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna try to every way I can. I don't know how, but I'm gonna try.
next.
Foster children are treated very, very differently.
What can we do to make sure that what happened to him does not happen to any of our children? Interesting stories over the last hour. Jeff Gardier, Dewey went through just the worst horror nightmare, and we're hearing more and more about this. First of all, why are there so many children in this system, in the foster care system?
We're seeing a direct effect, so many kids coming in, Sally and Dewey, into the system because of drug abuse. That's probably the #1 factor, and people getting HIV/AIDS from drug abuse. We're also seeing that in major cities, almost 90% of the children who are coming into foster care are African American children, children of color, Latino children, and these are the kids who parents are not running out, moms and dads are not running out to adopt. We do know, for example, we have Americans who will go to China or try to get children from China, but black children, children of color, those are the ones who languish in the system, and there just aren't enough of these African American people of color adopting, fostering children, so they end up going into homes and they end up going in huge numbers. Dewey, in that home that you were talking about, that you were in, I don't think it's because those parents were so great that they kept putting more and more kids in there. It's because they didn't have enough parents. And that's one of the major problems that we're having today. Not enough parents of color to adopt children.
What can we do to make sure that what happened to him does not happen to any of our children at all?
Well, foster children are treated very, very differently than biological children. We know that. There are little abuses here and there going on. We've got to make sure, we've got to go to our politicians and make sure that the money is in the system. That's the other major culprit. The money is not there. The government is cutting down on the numbers of money that they're giving to voluntary foster care agencies. So we've got to put the money in the system. The other thing is we have to get more relatives involved. We call that kinship care. We need to get aunts, uncles, grandparents involved in raising the children, and they can get some stipends to do that because it really does take the village.
Yeah, that's without a doubt the best idea. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you?
I'm fine. It's kind of hard to go back and
talk about this. I understand.
Exactly, to relive those memories because they were so horrific, and it really paints a terrifying picture of all the hell, as we call it, foster care hell, of 15 and a half years of being in this one brutal foster home.
Do you have any children?
No, I don't.
Would you be afraid to have children?
Absolutely not.
You would not be afraid?
No, I would not.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Is your entire family in a crisis because of a feud? If so, call us at 1-800-93-SALLY and tell us about it. He's a loving stay-at-home dad.
You would be perfectly happy taking care of the kids.
Yeah.
But his wife says she's the man of the house.
I don't feel like I'm appreciated for what I do.
So who's wearing the pants now?
The man provides for children.
When there's no more children in the house, then I'm not going to be there either.
Plus,
welcome to Naked News.
The bare facts behind the wildest news on the web.
Our news is serious content, but we present the news naked.
On the next Sally.
So we talked about social issues today, like the foster care system, and then about personal and sexual issues. Thank you very much for joining us. If you are interested in hearing more about Dewey's story, he's written a very important book called In the Care of Evil, which you can learn more about by visiting our website, sallyjr.com. Also, if you have an unusual or incredible story or there's something you want us to talk about, you can call us anytime at 1-800-93-SALLY. See you down the road.